Hello everyone, this is Silly1 making a new review, this time of the Rebeltech Yamaguchi number 102, the Evangelion Production Model Unit 02 from the EVA Evolution series. This one was released quite recently, less than a week ago, I think. This figure is from the EVA Evolution series, which features a brand new sculpt when compared to the old Evangelion 2.0 Rebeltechs. I'm going to compare them later. It's supposed to put Rebeltech at the height of the robot Damashes, which are in theory the best EVA figures that there are. I'm not quite sure, I don't really like them, whatever you may say. The first thing is that it comes with a brand new packaging that has this little velcro thingy here and a swinging cover, and that it has no front blister like this one. This is the cover over here. The EVA comes packaged with his S-type equipment wings in his triumph pose. Apparently it may have moved in the trip. There's all the things that comes with him and the many action poses and all its stuff, etc. I haven't opened the package, I was waiting for it, so now open him and it's up. It's probably nothing. Oh, this. Let's put this over here. Yeah. Now, it has this little... I guess these are the sculptors. And, well, publicity basically. Anyhow, oh, interesting. All the hands and the clear display base and the box thingy are out of the blister this time. They used to be here somewhere. I don't get it. Why wouldn't they just put it here and put the chip somewhere else, or the other base somewhere else? Well, they know what they're doing, I hope. Okay, one thing that caught my attention this time is that the EVA is fixed into the blister package via some sort of peg, like the one from usual American figures, like a Barbie, like choked with plastic to its own packaging. And here we are, EVA Unit 2 in all its glory. I must say, taking the figure out of the package was much harder than it was with other figures. There's a lot of plastic this time between the blister and the figure. This is good because obviously it won't attach itself with the gloss to the package like other figures did. Now, let's check its add-ons. The first one is 2.0 trademark crossbow. We'll review each part individually later. It comes with his normal shoulder parts, normal forearms, and his double progressive knives, and it's already come an umbilical cable. I thought it was shorter. I'll check it later. Now, one thing about the EVA Evolution figures, it's that they come with angel parts. Not full angels, but parts of the angel that help them recreate specific moments of a movie. Unit 2 is this red angel core. As far as I can see, it is almost completely clear and has these two entries to slide in the EVA's progressive knives like this. Okay. It's made of a different plastic. I'll check it later. And the greatest gimmick of this EVA unit is its spinning base. As ridiculous as it may sound, it is a spinning base. Apparently you can put the EVA here. Oh, how? There is a form, and by moving this little wheel, the figure will move if you put it there. Looks more like a fancy egg beater to me. The last piece of extras that come with Unit 2 are these. These are some needles an angel uses in the movie to attack EVA Unit 2. They can be attached to this base via a Revoltech joint here. I'm gonna do this later better, and with the aid of this they can move so that you can pose them with the figure. So I'm going to start the review now. So this is the figure itself. It is nicely sculpted. It's probably the best one so far from Revoltech. It has very delicate details, like this thing on the chin of the EVA, these two flaps there. They're not present in the last EVA 02 figure, but they're there in the movie. They're hard to notice. The details on the jetpack are really cool. They were saying that there were mishaps in painting, in the paint job. There is a small one here, but nothing to be alarmed of. Okay, that one is rather big. Otherwise, I don't see what they were complaining about. It looks great in many aspects. So, let's start. The figure has a new point of articulation right here. On the knee they placed this 6mm Revoltech joint, which allows some new intricate movement like this, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. It's really nice, actually. It retains its classic movement forward and backwards. This time the leg can go all the way back, unlike the other Revoltech, the first one, the 2.0, which had a backward motion range like this, and that would go all the way here, and that would have this ugly split in the leg so that it could do this. This is the leg of the EVA joint here, whose size the size of this is not like the rest of the Revoltechs. Again, this is pretty much the same movement it could do with the past Revoltech figure. A new detail is that the feet here, the foot is now has a harder articulation here. If you place that 2.0 EVA, this would go all the way here, and it's interesting. It has its umbilical cable entrance and its secondary hole for placing it in the base. That is a great improvement. Well, actually, it's back to the basics. Older Revoltechs, the EVA Unit 2 from the movie and the mass production EVAs had this little hole. It helped a lot because, for example, Unit 2 could be posed with its umbilical cable, while at the same time in a complex pose that could not be done without a base. Let's see. The main difference from this EVA to the 2.01 is that the pylons are held this time by these tiny Revoltech joints. And when I say tiny, I say, oh my god, this is much smaller than the smaller Revoltech joint there is. This is probably Fräulein sized, you know, the dolls figures. It goes like this. This allows a wider range of movement compared to the pegs that would hold them here in the other EVAs. This one is a great improvement, as the arm can now move freely without it interfering there. For example, the 2.0 EVA wasn't able to do it because this part would get stuck between the arm and the chest of the EVA, making it go only as far as this. This time there are no 6mm joints there. These ones are like the ones that were in the first Revoltech, the very first one. I don't know what size is that, but it helps a lot to conceal the elbow articulation, giving it a more natural feel. Again, they placed a joint in the hand to allow better motion. This is something that 2.0 EVAs were incapable of doing, because the hands attached to the forearm with a special peg, and they would stay in that position. They had some side-to-side movement, but they couldn't do this. Now, an interesting detail here is that the middle and the lower chest piece, which basically is the abs of the EVA, are molded in rubber instead of plastic. This is what allows the figure to bend all the way down here and all the way back then. I thought it would bend its back a little bit more. Well, now this is the EVA's head. It has an intricate sculpt there. I don't see any paint mishaps here or anywhere actually. It has these little flaps here on the lower part of the chin. They look real good. They weren't present in the last Revoltech figure, as I said. Then the upper part of the neck can move freely, and this one, the top, it's also made of rubber, very flexible rubber actually. It goes there, increasing the dynamism of the figure itself.